Hi, this is George. I'm continuing with my 100-day art project, and I wanted to do another random Doodle Tuesday. Of course, it's not Tuesday, so don't worry about losing or gaining any days. I'm going to be using my Staedtler fine liners as well as my Signo Uniball Signo 0.28 as well as my Ziva F301 Beat P, which is 0.7 millimeter. And of course, my 5 set of metallic paints. The supplies will be in the description below, so if you want to check them out. I'm not being sponsored by anyone, but if you know anyone in the companies that I use, let me know. Normally, when I do a random Tuesday doodle, what I normally do is just do it all in one setting. But with the 100-day art projects, I figured I would break the doodle up into a few days. All told, the 3 days I took to do the doodle actually came out to be about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So obviously, I had to speed up some of the doodle in processing so that you have a reasonably timed doodle. But if you want to pause it and carry on with your day, I'll be here when you get back. This first day basically was adding in some extra texture, shapes, and some rounding out, which I really like to do. Here I'm using a broader tip to fill in some of the zebra stripes, which is why I like to use my Staedtler, because it's the ink is permanent and has 8 widths. So I can go in between the fine one versus the really thick one. Now with the leaf, I wanted to have some interplay between the zebra stripes and the leaves, kind of finding a way to include a bridge between the two. Now I could have used some color to connect the stripes with the leaves, but I wanted to maintain a black and white color scheme minus the gold that I'm going to use later on. Here I switch to my zebra pen because it's really fine point, and it's like a ballpoint pen, and I like to use these when I shade. For example, I use these pens when I do like my doodle art therapy videos. You will see me using these pens a lot throughout the doodle. And these are the pens I use when I doodle on the bus and also when I doodle waking for my next appointment. Here I'm doing a series of tiny dots. It's called stippling. Basically, you slowly build up the amount of dots in an area, and by doing so, you build up a form of texture and a gradual shadow. It might seem tedious, but trust me, it's well worth the effort. Can get easily lost in the process. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do before I do it. I may move on to another section and never return to it, but probably not. I try my best when I'm thinking of it to tie in various elements throughout the doodle. And since I like arches, I'm going to include some of the arches in the doodle now. I find that I tend to, although I experiment a lot, there are certain elements in my doodles I revisit every so often. One of which is an arch here and there. I like to push the envelope as far as what is capable of and what the boundaries are with any given element. I like to take a time to erase any pencil marks. I'm using a kneaded eraser. I do this every so often because I have a tendency to forget. I'm going back with my zebra ink pen to give some shadows around the base of the uh, arch. I like to refer this to as a kind of a window or a cell. Once I've established the initial shading, I can then add in another element or two and give the new element its own shadow and reinforce the top and bottom shadow in the process. I'll show you what I mean in this section here. So the circumference of the window or cell has been shadowized, and then I can add elements within it, remembering to give each element its own shadow. Another element that I like including in my doodles is the rope and gears, placing them within different areas of the doodle can act as a kind of anchoring and also as a way of tying each section together. Normally, I like to do my filler patterns all the same, but in this doodle, I wanted to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to be using various forms of filler that I use in my various doodles. And then to unify all the filler sections, I'll go in with a shadow like I did previously. And because although all the filler patterns are different, by adding a little bit more shadow, they become more similar, and the mind kind of ignores the finer points that they're different, thus increasing the overall complexity of the doodle, but yet making it simpler. Going in with a bit of stippling here, because if I only did it in one area, then it would feel as it was incomplete. Now we get into the fun part. I like to add a little bit of gold and what appears to be bronze and then silver. You could use the same gold all the way through, but I like the different shades of the gold. And I like these because they're watercolor, but they're really opaque. You could use a paint pen or um, a gel pen, but I just prefer the watercolors. But use whatever you have. I have a quick question for you. Do you prefer background music or not? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks. Now you can add however much gold and other metallics as you want. So, what do you think? I hope you have enjoyed today's video and get you got inspired to do your own. Experiment with your supplies, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day and be well. And don't forget to sign your work. Bye.